Hello there YouTube. Today I want to share a nice build that I made from an eGPU. It's from Razer Core X Chroma and I'm gonna use my Lenovo Carbon Generation 9 X1 laptop with it, which is here. So first I want to talk about the eGPU. It's a nice build. It's full metal, nice and heavy and it has some LEDs around the edge from the inside, and it has LEDs from the front. It's in full RGB. The front, the front is not much to see on the front, sorry for the shaking, and the back is with 4 USB 3.0 ports, an Ethernet, a Thunderbolt 3 connection, and my graphics card, which is an MSI Lightning Z 2080 Ti. It's built from 2018, the graphics card. I upgraded my desktop PC to a 3080 Ti, and that's why this card was, well, no use for it in my PC, so I took it off, and now I can show you what it all looks like. Let me just unplug everything and turn it around, and this is the handle that you take from here, and what you do is just pull it towards you, and the card looks like this. Let me just take it all the way out. There you go, and put on here. So this is a beefy GPU, needs 3 PCI connections, which I had to divide one PCI to 2 PCIs because the Core X from Razer comes with 2 only. So you need, if you have 3 connections for the PCI slots, PCI 8 pin slots, then you need an adapter to make 1 to 2. So it's also using a PSU from 700 watts, which is more than enough to power everything, but it's also to power the USB and the, I think, Ethernet, and the fan. That's the exhaust fan. If you're looking really nice to this GPU, I really liked what it looks like. It has RGB on the outer fans. On the middle one there is none, but it's still a nice GPU with the carbon on the back plate here. This is carbon. So let me do a demonstration of what it looks like if you turn it on. I have to be gentle with this. There you go. Voila. Now I just plug it in. I had a problem with this when I just got it. I was plugging everything in and it was not turning on. Eventually I changed the angle of the cable. I used the other side on the eGPU, and the opposite side I used on my laptop, and suddenly, magically, it started working. Let me just get this cable here, because it's a very short cable. If you need longer cable, I think you have to go active cable, which I don't like doing. So this is the, let me just take this one off. push this a little further so we can install the Ethernet port as well. So it's all plugged in, then you turn it on. And then you turn on your laptop. There we go. I plugged it into the wrong Type-C connection, which will always, well, if you plug it in while it's booting, then you get this blue screen. No worries, it just happened because I made a fault. But this is what it looks like when you just booting up. It even has a monochrome LCD, so normally it should just work now. Let me sit down so I can demonstrate a Forza Horizon 5 game for you for a minute or two. So it's now booting up. All right. So you can see many colors, many bright colors, whatever, anything you like. Even the card has many colors from the top, the bottom. So if you're into RGB, this is one to go. So let's open up. What I also find out is the stability of the Thunderbolt connection is not 100% all the time. So sometimes it might get crash onto you. It just happens. It's not in a dedicated GPU that's inside of your laptop or whatever. It's just sometimes you just have these glitches. It still happens, so I don't think there is much to do about it. It's just you have to live with it, or you have to get a desktop PC or a very expensive laptop. Not saying that this one isn't expensive. This is a pretty expensive laptop, but it's a business laptop with an i7 11th gen i7 CPU inside, but it has no dedicated GPU, and even if it had, it wouldn't be that powerful because of the very thin laptop chassis. It's not a gaming laptop, it's a business laptop. That's why you can have eGPU connection through the Thunderbolt 3, even though this supports Thunderbolt 4 and also Thunderbolt 3. You can just play games or whatever, or work on really demanding 3D applications, video editing, whatever you like. But don't expect desktop grade performance out of an eGPU. It will never happen. Forget it. Go sleep over it. If you think that you will get the same performance as a desktop GPU, it needs to restart probably, because it's just updated the Razer Chroma software. But as I was saying, so don't expect the same performance as a desktop GPU. I mean desktop setup, because an eGPU will give you performance boost, but don't expect an environment as a desktop. In my experience, I think it's like 30% degradation if you're using an eGPU. If you put the same GPU in a desktop environment, you will get up to, I mean, like around 25 to 30% boost with the same graphics card, which is, yeah, it is it is a lot. It's not like 5 to 10%, it is 30%. In my opinion, it's a lot, but if you have a GPU spare, whatever, and you have to combine with this eGPU, it's a great thing. You can just connect it and make use of the system as a gaming laptop, for example, or if you want to do 3D applications, demanding 3D applications, it's all gonna be no problem. But as you can see, I think it's something's wrong with this USB, because since I put this Xbox USB in, the system crashes a lot. Let me just hard reset it once more. And the thing is, when you turn off your laptop, the light's still on, so it is giving something to the GPU, but it's not turning on. Once I turn on the laptop, it will turn on, as you can see. So it works as a complete box. If you don't plug in the Thunderbolt cable to your laptop, it won't boot, it won't do anything, not even the lights that you just saw. Some people might think that their eGPU isn't working well, is broken or whatever. Just plug everything in, including the Thunderbolt 3 cable, before you make decisions about thinking that it is broken. So okay, third time, good time, hopefully. So it is booted up. The second time it was just updating the Razer Chroma software, which I'm not sure I'm gonna keep it, because it's not doing anything but to change the lightning effects, and now it's disco. Let me get the software. There we go. Oh yeah, I need to plug this in, because otherwise I won't be able to play the game. My library, premium, and I just open the game. On this laptop it does take longer than my desktop PC, which is normal. I'm using a Ryzen 5900X on my desktop, which is a much more powerful CPU. But this works as well, even though it's a very small chassis. Everything works well. So I'm gonna be using the controller of an Xbox. I will turn the volume a little down though. There we go. So the lightning effect, you can just change whatever you like, and when you put the system in its chassis, there, this chassis that I took it out of, then the lightning effects is much more stable. These you won't see, it will only light up here, but you won't be able to see it. So now let me just try to zoom in. That's too much. Start game. Continue. I did already test this, and it was giving me good results. I was expecting not as much as this, but it's really good. I'm using full HD resolution and settings turned up to, I think, not extreme but high. So this is stormy day apparently on Forza Horizon, but it's keeping the 60 frames per second because the screen is 60 frames per second maximum. So but it is keeping it. I don't see any stutters, nothing. It's very good. I love it. I hate it when my games stutter. So I never see a dip from 60 frames per second. Whoa. Let me get in the car. Still 60 frames per second. Still 60. It's just acceptable. This is much more than an acceptable experience, because you would expect an eGPU to not drive this much, but it does. But if you're using this on an external screen, you get even better results. So if you use an external screen, not the laptop screen, say you have an MSI whatever screen laying around, you just connect it to your GPU, not through the laptop. You don't chain it through your laptop. You just connect it to the GPU that's on your eGPU setup through a display port or a HDMI port, and then you will get I think 10% performance boost of this. And when you get that, I think that's a win-win, because sorry, I was distracted by by the game. It doesn't want to stop it. I just crashed. Okay. So if you have anything that looks like this, or you're thinking about getting an eGPU setup, Razer Chroma isn't a bad decision. There are many more from different brands, but I happened to find this one on sale, so I got this one. And I need to do more testing, because sometimes there are some glitches, but overall it's working well, and I think it looks nice. If you look at it like this, it's just something that appeals to me, and especially if you're just using a regular business laptop and you can just turn it into a gaming beast. Very nice. It's just one of the things that I don't own a gaming laptop, because the GPU that's inside of it, you can hardly upgrade it. If you need to upgrade it, you need to pay a lot of money, and then there is compatibility issues from the BIOS, and everything is just, don't begin with it. If you get a gaming desktop, okay, you can change anything you like. You can make any upgrade, but on a laptop you just have to sell it and then get another laptop. You will lose money for sure. That's why maybe it is a better solution to get an eGPU, any brand, an eGPU with a solid power supply and a solid case. There is one disadvantage of this solid case. It weighs a lot of kilograms. I think it's 8 kilograms without the GPU, and the GPU is, I think, 1.8, 1.9. I don't know. It is pretty heavy. Maybe it's even more. I'm not sure. so it makes it up to 10 kilograms of weight. Well, I don't think you will just move this around too much. You will use your laptop on locations. When you come back, you just plug in the Thunderbolt 3 cable and you're good to go. Except for, don't do it as your system is booting. You saw that I got a blue screen out of that. But if you have it, just reboot and no problems, it will just solve itself. So what also something that to keep in mind, I will just show you. So I will exit the game. So I close Xbox. What you do is when you close your system, don't turn this off. Just shut down. Wait a bit. And you just pull the cable off the lightning port and everything is off. You don't need to turn it off and on from the back. I don't think it's very necessary to do that. I don't think it's healthy to do that on the Chroma X. That's why you just unplug the cable. Okay, the cable will wear in time, or your port will wear in time, the Thunderbolt port. But yeah, but this is the best solution at the moment for me. You might think different of that. But anyways, guys, this was a pretty long video. I hope you liked the video about the eGPU demonstration. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hit the thumbs down. And subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Bye!